Charles Oliveira versus Rafael Fiziev is the main event of UFC Fight Night Brazil. Is this too quick of a turnaround for Charles Oliveira? Is this too quick of a comeback after his brutal loss to Ilia Topuria? We're going to get into it, boys. Before we go ahead and get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into this breakdown. This is a banger matchup between Charles Oliveira and Rafael Fiziev, the main event of UFC Brazil, UFC Rio. This is a good main event, man. This is great. Charles Oliveira is going back to Brazil. He had to be the main event here, not being in a title challenger spot, being ranked number 4, going down in the rankings a little bit. We did believe that this might be Charles versus Max for the BMF, but Max did say he was going to take a lot of time off, until next year, right, off of injuries, and he wanted to take some time off for family and things, which makes sense. I don't think anybody could have predicted this main event. I think Charles Oliveira in the main event makes sense. A lot of people thought maybe Charles will make that bounce back, but I don't think, as a Charles fan base, as a Charles lover, I don't think we want to see Charles back this early. I genuinely, usually I want to see Charles fight as much as possible. We love Charles fights. They're so entertaining, but after that brutal knockout by Ilia Topuria, which I don't even want to think about right now, do we want to see him back this quickly against a heavy hitter in Rafael Fiziev? I don't know. I'm going to break down this fight, though. I'm going to break it down from an unbiased perspective. Rafael Fiziev is a very good striker. We've known this. He's a very good striker. He's coming off that win against Ignacio Bahamondes at UFC Baku as the co-main event. That was a pretty good fight, honestly. Not the most entertaining fight, but a clean win by Rafael Fiziev. Nonetheless, he got that decision win, and obviously Charles is coming off that loss by TKO to Ilia Topuria in the first round, where he just got brutally slept. Like, you can't avoid the fact that Charles got destroyed in that fight. I hate to say it. I think everybody felt for Charles in that moment. I think that was just a community breakdown. Mentally, it took me a week to get over. Still not completely over it, but I am glad to see Charles have a fight that is pretty good in his favor, and I do think he will be the favorite coming into this fight. I think he is the expected winner. I think people are going to be picking Charles Oliveira. Obviously, I will be picking Charles Oliveira, but we have to break this fight down from a non-biased perspective, where Charles Oliveira, he's getting older. He's 35 years old now. There's no messing around the fact that once you get into the 35, 36, once you get past that area, you're past your prime. Charles has passed his prime. It's not 2021 anymore, unfortunately. I would love to pretend like it is. He's still a great fighter. He's still a great athlete, a great father, a great figure for the community, but his career is on the downfall. For sure, he's been up and down, up and down, up and down for the past 2 years. After losing to Makhachev, he beat Dariush, then lost to Sarukian, then beat Chandler, and now lost to Topuria. Will he win this fight, bounce back again? I don't know. It's really tough, because Fiziev is a great striker. He's not the most powerful striker. He doesn't have the heaviest hands, but he's clean, he's crisp, he's got good takedown defense, and he is able to throw a lot of volume. His volume is great. His strikes are direct. They're on point. He's a sniper. He's good at range. He's good in the pocket as well. And, Charles isn't the kind of bruiser that Justin Gaethje is, for example, who's going to land those really big uppercuts in the pocket. He's not going to land knockout blows in the pocket. He does blitz in. He does get caught. That's how he got caught against Ilia Topuria. And Fiziev isn't the best counter striker. I don't see Fiziev landing a big head kick or a big right hook and catching Charles and putting him out. I think a few months after Charles was knocked out, this fight is, I think, what's it been, 3 months? June, July, August, September, October. I mean, it's more like 4 months because that was at the end of June. So we'll say a 4 month turnaround for Charles Oliveira. I think most people expected to see him back in November or December, maybe even January. Obviously, I understand why he took this fight in Brazil. I don't think he's ever headlined a Brazil card from my recollection. I don't think he's ever been the main event of a Brazil card. So I do understand it, and I do think he has a solid chance to win this fight, but it is going to be close. It's definitely going to be close. I'm going to be taking Charles Oliveira as the early pick, of course. I think his grappling is going to play a massive part in this. He's going to be the bigger fighter. He's going to be the bigger fighter in that octagon. Fiziev is small for 155. It's no joke. He is small for 155. He did beat a tall guy in Ignacio Bahamondes, but Bahamondes did not grapple as much as he should have. He did not go into the pocket and try to get those takedowns. He didn't shoot as many takedowns as he should have. And I think Charles Oliveira is going to be able to land those takedowns on a guy like Fiziev, who's built like a Michael Chandler. Fiziev's a better striker than Michael Chandler. He's got more power than Michael Chandler, for the most part at least, from what we've seen. But we haven't seen a Fiziev knockout in years. The last guy he knocked out, I think, was Rafael dos Anjos. If I'm correct, correct me in the comments down below. But Fiziev is not a power puncher. He's not a knockout dude. He's not a guy who's going to finish you with one blow. But Charles coming off a brutal knockout, with his chin being exposed a little bit against Ilia Topuria, it is going to leave some questions, because people are going to doubt him. I think everybody is going to doubt him in this matchup. A lot of people are going to pick Rafael Fiziev because of the quick turnaround that Charles is taking, because of the way he got put out in his last fight. But we saw this before. We saw this with Max Holloway. We saw Max Holloway get knocked out by Ilia Topuria and make a beautiful bounce back against, what was it? I think it was just Dustin Poirier. I don't think he fought anybody in between. Make that bounce back and beat Dustin Poirier over 5 rounds. I think we will see a similar outcome here. I think we could see Charles make this bounce back, grapple heavy in this fight like he did against Michael Chandler. Fiziev's the same build as Michael Chandler. I think Oliveira can take him down the same way he did to Michael Chandler. He can push the pace, get in his face. Don't let Fiziev stay in the middle, make this a clean fight. You don't want to let him get his kicks off. You don't want to let him start sniping you at range, right? You got to get in there. You got to make it dirty. Even though that didn't work out against Ilia Topuria, Fiziev's no Ilia Topuria, okay? I think Oliveira can grapple. I think he can push this up against the fence and get the takedowns and then get top control, search for subs. And the early pick, I'm going Charles Oliveira by decision. I don't think he's going to find a submission over Fiziev, who is very tough, very difficult to sub. He's like that Michael Chandler build, very tough, very durable, very tense. I don't think Oliveira is going to be able to catch him with a rear naked choke, an arm, maybe an arm bar, but Fiziev does have short arms. I think Oliveira just grapples heavy for 5 rounds and dominates this fight. And I'm going to say 48-47 unanimous decision for Charles Oliveira as the early pick in this fight. It's really tough because we don't know what Charles is going to look like, man. Oh, I'm worried. I'm less worried than against Ilia. I think everybody as a community, I hate to say it, I hate to fucking say it, but I think everybody in the Charles community who are Charles fans just knew that he had the disadvantages going into the Ilia fight. The age, the durability was a question mark. The power that he had, that Charles had against Ilia. We knew that Ilia had more power. Did we know he was going to put him out like that? No. So it is worrisome against Fiziev, who can knock you out. He can catch you clean on the chin and put you out, but he doesn't put people unconscious. So I'm going to go Charles Oliveira by decision as my early pick. I'm worried. I am very worried because I don't think Charles should be coming back this early. You guys got to let me know. Do you think Charles is making too quick of a turnaround? Is he bouncing back too quick? Is he just taking this fight because it's in Brazil, or is it because he wants money? Is he just doing money fights now? It's hard to know because his title, we got to be honest, his title championship reign, he doesn't have another chance of getting that belt back. I think he knows that, and I'm a little worried that he's just taking fights for money. I really hope that's not the case. I hope Charles prepares well for this fight. He ticks off every box that he needs to tick off to beat Rafael Fiziev, which I think he can do. Justin Gaethje beat him twice. Fiziev lost to Gamrot, even though that was an injury. And I think Oliveira is still better than Gaethje. I think he's still better than Gamrot. And I think Oliveira can pull this off. Give me Charles Oliveira by unanimous decision, 48-47 in Brazil as well. He's in Brazil. He's got the Brazilian crowd. Even though the crowd in Brazil isn't the best, I do hope they root Oliveira and they do back their guy. And I do believe that Oliveira can get this done, boys. But that's the entire breakdown. I'm so hyped to see Oliveira back, but I am worried. I'm very worried. You guys got to let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comments down below. But that's the entire video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop it down in the comments who you guys are picking. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. See you.